The gang is officially back together. You got Kanan and Tariq. They're going on a little run right now. And we got Tasha, James, and Angela all in the same room, cooking up some plans, trying to fight this whole Ray murder case. Anyway, what's going on, people? It's Emmanuel for Altenor Media, and we're now up to episode 6 of our Power Saturday night, Sunday little run going. This one was called A Changed Man. So I'm guessing they're playing on James's last week where he told Reverend Mastodon that he's trying to be a changed man. So is he following through with it? We'll see. Anyway, let's before we start, please make sure to subscribe to the channel right now. And then please ring that bell for notifications to keep up with all these reviews and other videos. Well, anyway, let's get into this episode. Episode 6 of Season 5. Got my glasses on as usual. So the episode begins with Ghost and Angela. They're in Angela's apartment. Of course, Ghost had the crazy Bajan job going. His hair was just gnawed out from beard to top, looking crazy. And then Kanan later on in the episode also had the crazy Bajan job too. So they're gonna have to lighten up on that. Anyway, so Ghost and Angela are at the apartment. Angela tells Ghost to sleep on the couch. You know, he can stay, but he got to sleep on the couch. So both of them throughout the night, they're tossing and turning because deep down they're trying to get it in, but they're hesitant about it. But it really seems like Ghost can't really sleep because he's sleeping with that tight ass suit on and it's all tucked in. So of course you ain't gonna be able to sleep. Well, anyway, the next day, Ghost tells Angela the truth about why he really left her, and he told her that he didn't leave her for Tasha or the kids, which was just really a fucked up thing to say when you think about it, that he didn't do it for his family. He left her to protect her and all that. And then there's another part where Angela actually tells Ghost, again, she said it herself once again, that she was going to turn them all in. She said with her own words, I was going to turn you all in. That's what Angela said herself. So Angela was going to turn them in. She ain't loyal to nobody but herself. You know, she protecting this case right now because she's implicated in it. She's an accessory in it, basically. So anyway, Tasha shows up. So now we have Ghost and his two chicks, Tasha and Angela, all in the same room. But Tasha isn't really concerned with it. She's just here. Her and Angela are working together, and they're pretty cool about it. It's Ghost who's feeling like a little uncomfortable with it. So they basically tell him they got it handled, and he's shocked they're even working together, but they tell him they got it handled. They basically kick him out, and it's funny how he really just lets them handle it. He's keeping himself clean in that moment. So Angela and Miss St. Patrick, they're working together on this jump. What else we got here? Detective Blanca is back, and she still wants blood. She still wants Angela to go down. So she's matched. She's found out that the gun that killed Ray matches the ballistics to Tasha's gun. So she's trying to get Tasha to flip on Ghost and Angela, because Angela is on her list now, because Angela fucked her over. So she's determined now. So they're going to bring Tasha in for questioning. So we see Ghost is trying to call Tariq to kind of smooth things over, but Tariq is not trying to answer his call right now. So, and it's crazy, Ghost calls him after all that time. You know, you should have smoothed it over much earlier, but you went to you was with Angela, telling Angela that you didn't leave her because of him, because of your kids. So whatever with that. And Tariq still has those bottles of pills, and his roommate wants to buy some off of him, but he's like, nah. So we're still not sure what Tariq is doing with the bottle, but we'll see later on in the episode what he eventually does with it, you know, while he's at choke in his dorm room. So Tommy puts the tracker on, I think, one of the Jimenez cars, and then he hits Angela up and tells her, turn the tracker on, J-Lo. So Tommy was wilding with that one. So now Tommy and Angela are officially working together. In this episode, we see them officially working together. Tasha tells Angela she doesn't really care that if Angela and Ghost are sleeping together again. So, and she really means it this time. So she could really put everything aside and just work with Angela and trying to keep everybody clean and keep Tariq safe in the matter. And it's crazy that now Ghost goes to Dre and asks Dre for a truce. So now everybody is really working with everybody now. This is a huge change from the first episode, how they wanted blood, they wanted Dre absolutely dead. And even 2 episodes ago when they announced Dre as the new face of the Queen's Child Project, how Ghost was just livid. And now he tells Dre, you know, they're working together on this. So Ghost is trying to, I guess, nothing is working for him. Ain't nothing working. So he's like, let me just work with this dude and see what I can make happen. And Dre is really pissed off, is really catching up to him. He's in over his head with the whole being the official connect now, and we really see more of the language barrier and the culture barrier between him and, you know, the other dudes who could speak Spanish and all that. And this is really pissing Dre off this episode specifically. So you really see the importance of being able to be bilingual, speak Spanish in this business where, you know, the distributor, I believe, is a Spanish speaking distributor. So he's at a great disadvantage compared to even Cristobal. So Dre he finds out, he says he needs a translator now, and he's determined to find out who's setting him up. So Dre is trying to get ahead of things now. So later on we're going to see that he actually does, and he does his thing. So Ghost goes to visit Tommy and Teresi's there. Tommy is spending a good amount of time with Teresi now. They're scoping things in the car. Now they're shooting pool, chilling like father and son. And when Ghost shows up, he's taken aback. Like, he's not really feeling Teresi being there, and he really makes it known. But Tommy tells Ghost that whatever he has to say, he can say it in front of Teresi. So Tommy, you know, says his business, and then when Ghost says that he could no longer clean Tommy's money in the club, Teresi backs him up, but Ghost is like, nah, chill. You know, I don't know you like that. You know, I don't need your help to back me up on this. And then Teresi really excuses himself. And then Tommy is just pissed off that Ghost can't do it. So his sorry doesn't mean anything to Tommy. Tommy is like, you always sorry when it comes down to this stuff. So again, Ghost can't come through for Tommy. So you see more of Ghost and Tommy's relationship being strained and them just moving further and further apart. Tommy he basically fed up with Ghost. So that may just keep building up as the season goes along. What else we have here? So Dre finds out that it was the Jimenez sister that planted the golden gun. So he's going to use this to his advantage. So he sets it up where he tells her that Diego knows that she planted the gun and that Diego is coming after her. So now she's going to, so now he uses this to get her to authorize Diego's death. And if we fast forward, him and Ghost are officially working together, and Ghost asks him to kill Tommy's connect. And in return, he asks Ghost to kill Diego. So now, when Ghost kills Diego, it's going to be a clean death because he got the sister to authorize it. So now he's really playing the Jimenez now. So now we finally see Dre ahead of the game. Dre he's 5 steps ahead right now. So it's good to see Dre, finally thinking ahead, finally catching a break. Because he's been having a rough season as the Connect, for real. So shout out Dre. Anyway, we see a scene where Tasha comes home and then Ghost is just sitting there, and then Ghost tells Tasha that he didn't honor his end of the marriage, of the commitment that they made. He didn't protect her or the family, and he's basically playing with her mind in that way, and she's like, where the hell is this coming from? You don't even want to be with me, so why exactly are you telling me this? So Ghost is Ghost is just being weird right now, because he doesn't want to be with Tasha. You want to be with Angela, but you're saying these crazy things to Tasha, trying to get some type of affection, and when she pulls away from him, he reaches out to her to grab her, but she walks away. So it's weird, the way Ghost is acting right now, because it's crazy. And he just keeps showing up at Angela's apartment for some reason. You're trying to be, I guess, the better man he's trying to be. He's trying to be Angela's man. That's the better man he's trying to be. And again, he shows up at Angela's apartment. They share a little kiss, but they're not sure that they should even try to be together again. But they share a kiss, and then Ghost weirdly just runs off. Again, Ghost was weird as hell this episode, and he's been weird this season, but he took it to a whole new level. The crew is back together. Tariq and Kanan, they reunited. Kanan hit Tariq up, and then he came to pick up Tariq at Choke. So Kanan mentions Ghost, and Tariq is like, fuck that nigga. I don't even want to talk about him. So Kanan and Tariq are going for a joyride. They're gonna get into some big trouble, which we'll get to. Actually, let me discuss that now. So they go for a joyride, and they're talking and whatnot. Tariq tells Kanan says Alicia dad killed Ray Ray. And then Tariq said he didn't do that shit. I killed him. And then at first Kanan is looking at him shocked, and then Kanan just smiles and said like, that's what's up, kid. Yo, Kanan is a damn fool. Yo, he told him that's what's up after he caught a body, and Kanan told him that's what's up. Like, Kanan was like a proud dad in that moment, like looking at like a proud father looking at his son who just hit his first home run, but he just caught his first body, and Kanan couldn't be any more prouder of him. That shit was just crazy funny. So they go to this rich dude's house, who's Kanan is working with, and the dude says that they got to change the terms of the deal because I guess the product isn't moving or something, or the money isn't right, and Kanan is not having that shit. So Kanan just goes off and whoops this dude ass. And Tariq just stands there unfazed and actually picks up the rest of the money from the floor and just walks out and jump like it was nothing. So Tariq was in his element. He was good. So they're driving and they're talking. They head back to Choke, but they can't get back in because they're at the security gate. So Tariq, quick thinking, he fakes an asthma attack, and they get through. And Kanan is not really understanding what he's doing, but Tariq is like, if you get pulled over, you know, you got a lot of shit in the back. So he had to do what he had to do. And then Kanan again looks at him like a proud dad. Kanan is so proud of Tariq. Like, he got the thug son that he always wanted. Whatever Sean didn't have, Tariq has that. Tariq is heartless. He's cutthroat. Like, he saw that dude laying on the floor. That shit meant nothing to him. He just got that money. And now Tariq goes back to his dorm room. You know, he gives his roommate the pill bottle. He sells it to him. And his roommate just gives him a whole bunch of money for it. So now he tells Kanan, you know, you were right that there's big business. There's an opportunity to sell pills and Choke. So he tells Kanan to set him up with some pills. So Tariq about to do it big up in Choke. He about to sell that them pills up in there. So he's about to really take advantage of being at that all-white school. So we see Tariq is really trying to get into the business. He's trying to make his own money, be his own man, and stand on his own. He's trying to be a gangster for real. And shit don't faze him. Usually, you know, kids like that, when they first get in the game, certain things will faze them. Like seeing somebody bloodied and battered on the ground, laying lifeless, that'll faze you. Seeing a dead body will faze you. Killing somebody will faze you. But Tariq is not fazed anymore. He's just stone cold. He's so stone cold that he got Kanan looking at him like, man, this boy, man. For real. So, what else? And again, let's talk about my dude Tate, man. Tate is one of my favorite characters because, as usual, he will do some fucked up shit with a smile on his face, and he will smile right at you like it's nothing, like he ain't do nothing. But this episode, he was much more serious throughout. You know, it was really no smiles, and then he's keeping Ghost on kind of on the outside now, but Ghost tries to bring Tariq back. He uses bringing Tariq back in to try to push himself back into the forefront of the Queen's Child Project, but Tate is like, you think I'm buying any of this shit you're saying? Because Ghost is telling him that he sees the light on Dre. You know, Dre is an asset, and Tate is like, nah, you ain't fooling me, nigga. But that money convinced him now. So Ghost offers him $50,000 in his for his political affairs and all that, and Tate shook his hand quicker than a mother, for real. So Tate, he can be bought. Tate about his paper. See, that's the thing about Tate. He's just all about his paper. Whatever's gonna make him money, whatever's gonna, you know, increase his political status, he's all about that. He's not about friends. You know, James was an asset until he wasn't an asset. Now he's moving Drake to the front. So Tate is nothing personal. He's just about his paper. And Ghost offered him the paper, so it was all good. He shook his hand and he smiled hard for the first time that episode. That's the first time Tate smiled that episode, was when he agreed and Ghost gave him that $50,000. So Tate is still Tate. He's a funny dude. So Blanca brings Tasha in for questioning. And now they want Tasha, because her theory is that Ghost killed Raymond Jones, or Ray Ray, and he and Angela are trying to frame Tasha for it. So Blanca is offering Tasha full immunity to turn both of them in. And everybody know, all the other feds are listening in on it. So they know that they all know and probably think that Angela is, you know, in the organization. So they're trying to get Tasha to flip on both of them. So Tasha sits there and thinks for a minute, and she's like, nah, my husband didn't kill Raymond Jones. So Tasha stayed down for it. You know, she could get her little immunity. Because they really want Ghost and Angela. So Tasha, she could have flipped on them. Because they really want Ghost and Angela. But she's staying loyal. You know, she loyal to the core. So she messed up the feds, the whole thing. Blanca was mad as hell. Sax was mad as hell. They wanted her to take it, but she like, nah, I ain't doing it. So she's gonna get Silver to lie for her. So now she's gonna have to bring Silver into the fold. So anyway, what else we got here? But we all know that Blanca believes that Ray Ray killed Raina. So it still connects everyone to Ray Ray's death in some way. That, you know, they know that Ray Ray killed Raina. So it ain't over yet. It's far from over with that whole case because it's just too close for comfort. Alright, Proctor. So Mock visited Proctor's ex-wife and told her she has to flip on Proctor if she wants to see her daughter again. You know, he threatens her, so she flips on him, and Mock finds out that Proctor is still hanging out with his cousin, I guess, who's a mobster or something, or, you know, a criminal. So he's trying to charge Proctor with perjury. With that perjury charge, he probably won't get his license. Maybe he'll do some time. So Proctor goes back and he approaches his ex-wife. You know, he tells her, you know, why the hell you flipped on me? And all that. She's like, I'm just trying to see my daughter, you know. He told me, you know, you were trying to keep me from my daughter. So Proctor, this is really the first time we see Proctor just do something so grimy. So he hands his wife the alimony check. When she opens it, she finds a bag in there. I guess it's some cocaine or crack, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, heroin. Something was in there. It was a white powdery substance in like a dime bag. And she's like, you mother... whatever, and she throws the dime bag back at him. So Proctor tried to get his wife hooked on drugs again, so she couldn't take his daughter or even be credible, you know, against him. So it was interesting to see how desperate and just grimy Proctor got. Maybe this is a sign of things to come. You know, the more desperate he gets, you know, he'll be willing to do some crazy junk, because Proctor has just been trying to keep his hands clean for really the entire time. But for him to do something like this is kind of crazy. The mother of your child, you trying to get her hooked on drugs again. It's crazy. What else we got here? Let's go back to to Dre's thing. And not only does Dre look like he's in control for the first time, but he was really ruthless in this scene because he really sacrificed that Taino dude to just be killed. And this dude was burned alive. Like, they just threw hella bottles at him. And then the Jimenez sister just threw the cigarette, and he was burning alive. And that Dre wasn't fazed one bit. So this was a very important scene, important episode for Dre and his position as the Connect, because Dre was hella just cutthroat with this one. To watch somebody burn alive and then you just not fazed at all, and you know you set them up and they innocent, is just crazy. And the way he set up Diego to get killed, he got James to do the job, and then he has Alicia to okay it. So Dre is like, he's in control right now. He's in complete control, but as far as this episode goes, and he was completely ruthless. So this episode, Dre really looked like a legitimate Connect. he looked the part in this episode because you got to be ruthless and you got to be ahead of the game. So, and he's playing both of the Jimenez. So he's hats off to Dre this episode because he did this thing. So the final scene we have Tasha walks in on Angela and Ghost at their home. Well, Tasha doesn't live there anymore, but Ghost and Angela are there. And Tasha walks in and they're talking and all that. And you know, she tells them that Blanca thinks that they're trying to frame her. They're working together, and she questions them. And then she tells them that Terry is gonna help her. She knows how to fix it. She's gonna fix it herself. She doesn't need Ghost's help to fix it. She tells her that she tells Ghost that she's gonna get Terry to lie for her. And Ghost is like, "What you mean, Terry? Like, what he have to do with this? Why would he lie for you?" And then she says, "Because he loves me." And Ghost is like just taken aback, like somebody shot him in the heart. This is the same dude who running around with Angela. He's been at Angela's apartment like 6 times in the last 2 days. You know, you left Tasha for her for like the entire series since like episode 1. And now he's just like really taken aback and like kind of heartbroken that another dude loves Tasha enough to lie for her in this manner. So that was funny. How you gonna be mad though, or sad or hurt or whatever. So you really see how kind of selfish Ghost is, where he's like trying to kind of string Tasha along, send her little clues in some instances, while he's trying to get back with Angela, and that's just so fucked up. And that kind of just shows just how selfish James Ghost really is. So, and then Angela's like, "Maybe I should go." But Tasha was like, no, you two stay here. I'll go. You know, so Tasha just walked. So she really just walked out. And that was her house before. And she walked out and left Angela and Ghost there. So this is the progression that they've made, just the huge shift. You could really see it in that moment, just how done Tasha is with the entire situation, how much she doesn't care that Ghost and Angela are together, and that they're together in the house that she, you know, spent years in, that she raised her kids in. So that was a crazy scene. What else we got in this? I think that's about it for this episode. This wasn't super great episode in my opinion. Last week's episode was so crazy that this one it was a tough act to follow. But you know, Pat was always pretty good at least. I'm sure next episode is gonna be crazy in itself. You could tell from the previews. Well, anyway, tell me what you thought about this episode in the comments, and please make sure to like the video, share the video, and once again, subscribe to Altenor Media. Subscribe to the channel. Once again, I'm Emmanuel. Yep, check back with us next week for episode 7. Alright, peace.